Welcome to Chroma Celebs. I'm Rose, bringing you the latest shocking updates on Sister Wives. Unexpected twists, emotional moments, and unbelievable drama. Stay tuned till the end. Sister Wives Christine Brown claims ex-Kody had sexual experience with Robyn before their wedding. In what may be one of the most revealing and controversial confessions in the history of TLC's long-running reality series Sister Wives, Christine Brown, once a devoted plural wife to Kody Brown, has dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through fans and critics alike. During the final installment of the latest tell-all special, Christine spoke candidly about an old suspicion that had haunted her for years: her belief that Kody may have had a sexual experience with Robyn Brown prior to their wedding, a potential violation of deeply held beliefs in their fundamentalist Mormon faith and a painful breach of trust for the rest of the family. Christine's confession didn't come out of nowhere. It simmered throughout the season, bubbling beneath the surface of her growing frustration, disillusionment, and eventual departure from the plural marriage that had defined her adult life. For years, Christine kept quiet about her suspicions out of loyalty to the Brown family's image, her own internalized belief system, and the delicate balance she tried to maintain within the family dynamic. But during the explosive final segment of the tell-all, hosted once again by the sharp and patient Suki Krishnan, Christine pulled no punches. Her expression turned serious, and the tension in the room was palpable when she said that she couldn't shake the feeling that Robyn and Kody had crossed an intimate line before their spiritual union. Christine was careful with her words. She didn't make an outright accusation, but her tone and body language suggested she was speaking from a place of more than just gut instinct. According to her, things didn't quite add up in the timeline Kody had always maintained about his relationship with Robyn. She hinted that Kody had broken the rules that were supposed to guide their religious lifestyle, rules that dictated no sexual intimacy before marriage. This suspicion, buried under years of family tension and unspoken resentment, appears to have played a critical role in the unraveling of Christine's spiritual marriage to Kody. Christine explained that the family was supposed to be united under a common code of conduct rooted in their faith. They believed in chastity before marriage, in equal love for each wife, and in spiritual harmony that came from trust. But as Robyn entered the picture, everything started to feel different. Christine admitted that she felt like something shifted in Kody, and that he treated Robyn's courtship as something exceptional, something separate from the standards he'd applied to his earlier marriages. Christine emphasized that she was never given such romantic attention, let alone the kind of emotional energy and physical affection she saw Kody pouring into Robyn even before they officially tied the knot. Her emotional statement was not just about physical intimacy. It was about fairness, respect, and the foundation of plural marriage. Christine's disillusionment stemmed from years of watching Kody slowly distance himself from his older wives, especially her, while seemingly prioritizing Robyn in every way. This suspicion about a premarital sexual relationship with Robyn, even if never proven, represented the culmination of that long decline, a crack that eventually shattered their spiritual bond completely. Kody, of course, was not present to respond in real time during Christine's revelation, but his previous appearances in the tell-all showed a man increasingly defensive, erratic, and unwilling to acknowledge the emotional wreckage his favoritism had caused. He has often tried to justify the closer relationship he shares with Robyn, claiming it's rooted in better communication, shared values, and mutual respect. But to Christine and many viewers, those justifications ring hollow. In the eyes of many fans, Christine's words validated what they had suspected all along: that Kody had long stopped treating his marriages equally and had slowly been merging his polygamist identity into a monogamous dynamic with Robyn. Christine also touched on how damaging the secrecy and silence were. She said that in a family where so much revolved around faith, structure, and mutual trust, even the suspicion of such a betrayal created deep fractures. If Kody had broken a rule that every other wife had honored and then refused to admit it, how could there be any reconciliation? How could she continue to believe in the spiritual foundation of their union when that very foundation had been ignored or selectively applied? The emotional toll of these years of silence was evident in Christine's voice as she reflected on the years she spent trying to make the family work. She revealed that her doubts about Kody and Robyn's early relationship kept her awake at night and contributed to the feeling that she had never really been seen, appreciated, or loved by Kody in the way she deserved. Christine's departure from the Brown family, now widely viewed as a turning point in the show's narrative, was not just a personal journey but a symbolic shift away from the broken promises of their once shared faith. For many fans, this new revelation reframes Christine's choice to leave. It wasn't just about emotional neglect or a lack of affection, it was about integrity, faith, and the realization that the man she had committed her life to was not holding himself to the same standards he demanded of everyone else. It was about realizing that Kody's version of love was conditional, unequal, and, in her view, increasingly incompatible with the values she tried to live by. Robyn, as always, remains a polarizing figure. Over the years, she has both defended her actions and occasionally denied being the favorite wife, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. This latest claim by Christine casts a new shadow over Robyn's introduction to the family, suggesting that the groundwork for Kody's favoritism was laid much earlier and with far more intensity than previously admitted. Robyn has often said she tried to be respectful of the existing wives, but Christine's version of events suggests that any such effort may have been superficial at best. Suki Krishnan, in her role as moderator, seemed momentarily taken aback by Christine's claim. She asked for clarification, prompting Christine to reiterate that while she had no proof, her heart told her something had happened between Kody and Robyn that violated their family's rules. It wasn't just about jealousy, it was about an unshakable gut feeling sharpened by years of observation that Kody and Robyn had shared a level of intimacy before their spiritual ceremony that should have been off limits. This confession adds yet another layer to the growing chasm between Kody and his former wives. Christine has already rebuilt her life. She is remarried, visibly thriving, and seems more confident than ever in speaking her truth. Her willingness to expose this painful memory underscores just how free she now feels to tell her side of the story without worrying about family politics or preserving an image that never really included her as an equal partner. Meanwhile, Meri and Yanel, Kody's other former spiritual wives, have also opened up in recent interviews and specials about their own experiences of feeling sidelined. Yanel in particular has echoed some of Christine's sentiments, noting how drastically things changed when Robyn joined the family. Though neither Meri nor Yanel has directly accused Kody of breaking their chastity rules, Christine's comments may inspire them to re-evaluate the past with fresh eyes. The fan reaction was immediate and intense. Social media lit up with support for Christine and harsh criticism for Kody and Robyn. Many fans praised Christine's courage, saying her honesty continues to be a beacon for women trapped in relationships that no longer serve their well-being. Others wondered aloud how TLC will handle the fallout in upcoming seasons. Will Kody address the claim head-on, or will he continue to deflect and deny? Christine's statement also raises larger questions about the authenticity of the Brown family's lifestyle as portrayed on the show. If the rules that bound them together were bent or broken for the sake of one relationship, what does that say about the true nature of their plural marriage? What does it say about Kody's leadership, integrity, or even his faith? For years, the family insisted that they were functioning, faithful, and equally committed. Christine's candid admission now forces both the audience and the family itself to confront uncomfortable truths. Even though Christine no longer lives under the same roof or religious structure, her voice still resonates deeply within the Sister Wives universe. She represents a growing number of women who are choosing self-worth over silent suffering, who are speaking up instead of staying quiet, and who are challenging outdated systems that serve one person's interests over everyone else's. Her suspicion about Kody and Robyn's early relationship may never be confirmed, but it has already changed the way fans view the origin of the couple's bond. Whether or not Kody or Robyn will address this new claim remains to be seen, but the damage may already be done. Christine's words have pierced through the veil of secrecy and unearthed a moment that could permanently reshape the narrative of the entire series. For now, she stands as the voice of honesty, and her willingness to speak the painful truth, no matter how controversial, may be her most powerful act of liberation yet. Robyn Brown from Sister Wives has revealed her true self, and the fallout has been epic. In the long and storied history of TLC's Sister Wives, few characters have been more polarizing, more divisive, or more debated than Robyn Brown. Introduced in Season 1 as the new wife, Robyn entered the Brown family dynamic with fresh energy, youthful charm, and what was marketed as a devout commitment to the ideals of plural marriage. But over time, the picture-perfect portrait began to crack. And now, with the latest season wrapping up and the tell-all special setting social media ablaze, it's clear that Robyn Brown has finally revealed her true self. Not the meek, misunderstood wife she long pretended to be, but a woman whose rise in the Brown household has left a trail of fractured relationships, broken promises, and what many believe to be the ultimate betrayal of the plural lifestyle the show once tried so hard to celebrate. From the earliest days of the series, Robyn's entrance into the Brown family was controversial. Kody met her at a family event, and almost immediately the tone of the show shifted. Up until then, viewers saw a relatively stable, if occasionally tense, family unit made up of Mary, Yanel, and Christine, each with their own set of struggles, sacrifices, and stories. But when Robyn came into the picture, she brought with her not only a fresh face but also a fundamental shift in Kody's priorities. Though she was presented as just another spiritual wife, it soon became clear she was anything but. Kody pursued her with a giddy, teenage-like energy he had never displayed with his other wives. The courtship was emotionally intense, public, and lavish. His favoritism, subtle at first, eventually became undeniable. For years, Robyn downplayed the idea that she was treated differently. She would often cry on camera, insisting that she never wanted to be the favorite wife and lamenting the tension her presence caused. She portrayed herself as a woman caught in the crossfire, struggling to bond with her sister wives, trying to be fair, trying to be respectful. But this season, viewers began to see through the tears. Whether it was her defensive tone during interviews, her contradictions during confessionals, or her increasingly close bond with Kody as the other wives fell away, Robyn's facade seemed to erode with each episode. And by the time the tell-all aired, the final mask had slipped. Robyn's version of herself, a humble spiritual woman who didn't ask for any of this drama, was slowly replaced with someone far more calculating, someone who seemed aware of the power she wielded and unapologetic in how she used it. When confronted about her role in the downfall of the plural marriage, Robyn gave answers that felt cold, evasive, and at times deeply self-centered. She spoke less about sisterhood and more about survival. She hinted that the other wives had always treated her as an outsider, and that their resentment was a result of their own insecurities rather than anything she had done. Her tone carried little of the empathy that she had once shown during the show's earlier seasons. She spoke like someone who no longer needed to pretend. What shocked many fans was the way Robyn seemed to rewrite history. She minimized her role in Kody's rift with Christine, denied ever manipulating situations behind the scenes, and presented herself as a constant victim rather than a contributor to the chaos. But viewers weren't buying it. Fan forums lit up with accusations that Robyn was gaslighting both the audience and the other wives. They cited scene after scene from previous seasons where her influence was apparent, when she persuaded Kody to make major family decisions without consulting the others, when she cried to get her way, when she distanced herself from shared holidays and family events under the guise of protecting her children or needing space. And then came the most telling admission of all. Robyn, in what she might have thought was a moment of vulnerability, revealed that she never truly wanted polygamy. She said that it was never her first choice, that she only agreed to join a plural family because she believed in the principle at the time and because she thought she was meant to be part of something sacred. This statement sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives fandom. For years, the show's very premise had been about exploring the complexities of plural marriage from a place of faith and unity. Robyn's admission now felt like a bait-and-switch to many fans, as though she had entered the family with one foot already out the door. Her words hit especially hard given the timeline of recent events. With Christine gone, Yanel estranged, and Mary finally cutting ties, Robyn and Kody now exist in what amounts to a monogamous relationship. The polygamous dream has crumbled, and in its place stands a dynamic that looks strikingly conventional. But Robyn refuses to accept that narrative. She insists that she is still open to plural marriage, that she mourns the loss of her sister wives, and that she wishes things had turned out differently. Yet her actions continue to suggest otherwise. Robyn's need to control the narrative appears to stem from a deep insecurity about how she will be remembered. For years, she was painted as the ideal wife, soft-spoken, obedient, nurturing. But now, as the real Robyn steps into the light, fans see someone whose emotional outbursts often mask strategic maneuvering. Her tears no longer move people, they frustrate them. Her laments feel less like sorrow and more like deflection. and her insistence on staying in the background now feels like an old performance that no longer fits the reality. The fallout from Robyn's reveal has been nothing short of epic. Social media is flooded with longtime viewers expressing their sense of betrayal. Many feel that the show misled them by trying to frame Robyn as a savior of the family, when in reality her arrival marked the beginning of its unraveling. Viewers are demanding that TLC stop sugarcoating her actions and start showing the full truth. Others have called for Christine, Yanel, and Meri to get spin-offs that focus on their healing journeys, free from Robyn and Kody's ongoing melodrama. Kody, for his part, has continued to defend Robyn at every turn. His bond with her remains unshaken, even as he has grown increasingly alienated from the rest of his family. He blames the other wives for their lack of effort, their unwillingness to accept Robyn, and their disrespect for his authority as the patriarch. But Kody's defenses only deepen the divide. The more he protects Robyn, the more isolated they both become. Meanwhile, Robyn's children have also been drawn into the fray. Some fans worry about how this public scrutiny will affect them, particularly since Robyn often uses their well-being as justification for her actions. She has repeatedly cited their need for stability, their fears about COVID, and their discomfort around family gatherings as reasons for her separation from the broader family. But critics argue that Robyn uses her kids as shields, placing them at the center of conflicts to avoid accountability. The tragedy of Robyn Brown's reveal is that it didn't have to be this way. Had she embraced her position with humility, acknowledged the impact of her choices, and genuinely tried to build bridges, she might have been viewed as a complex but ultimately sympathetic figure. Instead, her insistence on portraying herself as a perpetual victim has turned even her most devoted supporters into skeptics. Her recent interviews, rather than softening public opinion, have solidified it. Christine, Yanel, and Meri have all hinted at the deep hurt caused by Robyn's presence. Christine has been the most vocal, repeatedly citing how Robyn disrupted the family dynamic and how Kody's obsession with her made the rest of them feel invisible. Yanel has been more reserved but firm in her statements, saying that she felt a shift in Kody's behavior the moment Robyn arrived. Meri, once Robyn's closest ally, now seems more distant, as though finally realizing that her loyalty was never truly reciprocated. As Sister Wives moves forward, the question now becomes, what's next for Robyn Brown? Can she reinvent herself once again, or is the damage too deep? Will TLC continue to frame her sympathetically, or will they finally allow the full truth to air? And more importantly, how will viewers respond as the series evolves into something far different than what it was originally intended to be? Robyn may have once seen herself as the peacemaker, the bridge between Kody and his wives, the loving mother who just wanted harmony. But in revealing her true self, whether intentionally or not, she has exposed a much darker truth, that sometimes the pursuit of being the favorite comes at the cost of everything else. And now, as the dust settles, she stands alone in a crumbling dream, surrounded by the silence left in the wake of the family that once was.